What is good, y'all? Kip up here, and here we are for just a little announcement video for the MLP Season 4. Yet again, I am Kip Up, the coach of your Orlando Magikarp. Now here's the thing, the trade deadline is week 7, and I am on my week 7 game, and also that's the free agent deadline. I should have said that as well. But I decided to change my team drastically. Now, here's what I got in a double trade and for a couple free agent picks. Now, I did trade away Garchomp and Milotic in exchange for Victini and Salamence. Now, the reason I did this was because I barely ever used Milotic. I used it week 1 and I hadn't used it since. And I was thinking I could probably get something really good for it. So I did end up doing a double trade. I had to throw away Garchomp, which is unfortunate. But I did get Victini in return, which is probably more offensively versatile than Garchomp. Well, it definitely is, but it doesn't have the defense that that Garchomp did provide. But anyway, in the double trade, we did get Victini. It was Victini for Garchomp and Salamence for Milotic. Now, Salamence is great because I do keep my Dragon because Garchomp is now gone. And it's another pseudo legendary. Very high stats. The only discernible issue I can think is that it does not have the same max speed as Garchomp does. It's only 5 points off, which isn't terrible, but you know, something is left to be desired. Now, a couple really useful things about Salamence. The ability to Intimidate drops attack by 1 stage when it comes in. Very, very, very nice for some attackers, especially if I keep Salamence as like a defensive variant. Base 80 defense doesn't sound great. Invested, it's not half bad, especially with a positive nature that I probably wouldn't run. 284 isn't horrible. It's not great, but it's not horrible. Another thing is that Spadef isn't half bad either. Also reaches up to 284. Not bad at all. Now, anyway, back to the abilities. Intimidate is very nice. But also Moxie is really cool. Now with the base 135 attack, uninvested is 306. If we invest at all, now let me invest real quick. We get up to 369 fully invested without a positive nature. With a positive nature, we're up to 405. Now I probably wouldn't run positive nature Moxie Salamence. I'd probably run Choice Scarf Moxie, which is a very nice set. But for every kill this thing gets, it gets +1 in attack. Now looking at its moves, it gets Dragon Claw, it gets Earthquake, Fire Fang, Outrage, Rock Slide, Shadow Claw, Stone Edge, Zen Headbutt even. Things like that, Brutal Swing. All these moves can sweep and sweep very effectively. And Salamence is just very nice. Now, a couple of the cons, it did not take away Garchomp's 4 times weakness to Ice as it is Dragon Flying. And also does take 25% from rocks, which is unfortunate, but something we can work around as long as we defog well. Also, this thing does learn defog, which is very nice. I do have another defogger, along with Togekiss, Mega Scizor, and Luminion. Now, let's look at Victini. I want to say Victini just for this. Victory Star does make accuracy 10% better. So I can run a little bit scarier moves like Blue Flare and Bolt Strike. But I mean, looking at this, Specs is incredible. If we fully invest, 299 without a positive nature, not bad. With a positive nature, we get up to 328. Yet again, not bad at all. Now let's see here. If we just maximize the speed, it also gets to 328. Okay, yeah. So all the stats are pretty darn high. Base 100, very nice. But it's the fact that it can run Final Gambit. I can run Scarf Final Gambit with max HP and just decimate something. I can run Dazzling Gleam. I can run Blue Flare, Bolt Strike. This thing can run Choice Scarf, Choice Band, Choice Specs. Also has Trick, I believe. Let's see, does it have Trick? It does have Trick. And Trick Room. Not that I'd probably use it as a Trick Room setter, but it does have Trick Room. It just has incredible versatility. It can Flame Charge Sweep, just get a Flame Charge up, and all the other moves, you know, just kind of fall into order there. It gets Grass Knot, it gets Psyshock, Psychic, Shadow Ball, Signal Beam, Thunderbolt. U-Turn, V-Create is a monstrous move, but I don't hit my V-Creates for some reason. But anyway, the point is, this thing is just incredibly versatile, and it can be run specially or physically, offensive of course. Doesn't have a ton of offensive and defensive versatility, but still really nice just in general as a good piece. Now, one thing that, well, not one thing, there's a couple of things that make it not too great, and one of those is yet again the rocks weakness. Takes 25% from rocks, but also it's not a very good defensive typing. Ground type destroys it, water type does a ton, ghost type, so shadow sneak will do a lot, aqua jet, you know, from water types, ground types, things like that. But I mean, overall I'm really glad I got Victini because it's a really nice mon. It has the same exact speed tier as Salamence, but either of these Scarfed would be incredible. Just super fast, super strong. Real threats, I'm very happy I did get these in the trade. Next up, I did drop Chandelure in free agency for Swampert. So I pretty much traded away my potent fire type for a bulky water that I lost in my Milotic. But I do have my potent fire type yet again in Victini, so I am perfectly fine by that. Now, the only weakness Swampert does have is ground type, and we can run Rindo Berry for that. I probably wouldn't always run Rindo Berry, but it's something I can run. I can run Torrent, and I'll mostly run Torrent because I mean Damp won't really mean anything. But we can run defensive, Scald, Rocks, you know. I believe it learns Ice Beam. Let's see, Ice Beam. We do learn Ice Beam. We can run Physical. Its physical stats are a lot higher, so I will probably run Physical more, especially because of the burn nerf. Although it does half attack still, the burn only does 6%, so there is a little bit of utility loss with that. Yet again, it does set up rocks very nice. Gets really strong moves like Waterfall. It can curse up, it can counter, it learns counter. It learns rest, so we can rest talk, curse, which would be very fun. Just a really good mon overall, really nice, great utility, and actually Go-Go does cover for Swampert very well with the Sap Sipper ability. Now Go-Go, you guys did see in my week 6 matchup, I dropped Clefairy specifically for Go-Go. It just fares well in my future schedule, does a lot of things right. The Sap Sipper is very nice. Now the reason I have this is pretty much longevity, and it's a bulky grass type. Didn't have a bulky grass type before, do now. But anyway, it does learn Leech Seed. It does learn Milk Drink. It can live for a very long time. Also learns things like Horn Leech. So this thing can just keep gaining health back. Now not only that, but it does have a bunch of pretty strong moves. Leaf Blade, Return, Rock Slide is very nice for utility. Even learns Surf. It does have base 97 special attack, so that's not half bad. Surf is very nice. Now one thing to notice, here's a con with it, is a bad defense. That's a very bad defense. And the Spadef isn't too great, and it's kind of slow. But I mean, it's a pretty balanced mon. It does have very high HP. But anyway, looking back at its moves, because you can run this specially as well, which I'm very happy about. Rock Slide, you can run Wild Charge, then Headbutt, Aerial Ace, Bulldoze. It does have Earthquake as well. Just a really potent Pokemon. You see down here that I kind of missed Iron Tail. Even Retaliate could be used in some way. We can run Fire Emblem Z Sunny Day and just sweep, which would also be really fun. Yeah, overall this Pokemon is very nice, really versatile. Probably one of the best tier 6 Pokemon that we have in our league. But anyway, I did want to show you guys this because you'll definitely see one of these 4 Pokemon in our next match, week 8, I believe. No, week 7, my bad, week 7. Week 6 was my last game before I did this. But week 7 against the Georgia Grand Bulls, you will definitely see maybe all 4 of these mons. I haven't done my preparations yet. You will for sure see at least one of these because one of these mons almost always fits into the situation when it comes to team building, especially with this Fire, Water, Grass core here. But thank you guys very much for watching. I want to make sure you guys weren't in the dark about these transactions. I'm very happy with what I've done here. Now, I do miss Garchomp a little bit, but of course we still have Buzzwole, we still have Togekiss, we still have Bronzong, Mega Scizor. We still have a lot of power. We just basically lost a Stealth Rocker, but gained one after dropping Chandelure. So yet again, thank you guys very much for watching. My Week 7 matchup against the Georgia Grand Bulls will be out soon, and I will talk to you guys soon.